she said she was cool with me making waist beads that looked like it could be a rosary. In a nutshell, I can add pictures. I will add pictures. And so I was like, cool. However, at the time, I still had not perfected the looping situation. So those, and I let her know that too, I hope. But those waist beads also would have the same problem eventually of the little loops, little hooks, if you will, like coming loose and it coming apart. And it is a very easy way. It is very easy to fix as long as the metal loops are not broken. However, not everybody has those tools. Not everybody knows how to do it. And, going out to buy needle nose pliers or the round nose pliers. I don't know what those are called. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's too much. Nobody wants to do that. So, but I made them for her. I held up my end. She held up her end. We're good. I visited her recently. Fast forward to 2021, January. I have a friend named Morgan. She is an awesome actress. Perhaps I'll add her handle things. And actress and theater coach, drama teacher. And she knows, I like making things. She knew I was into waist beads. She actually was the first one to do a skincare consultation with me. And she really enjoyed it. I helped her pick out some items. I need to ask her about that. I haven't talked to her recently. So, she told me about a free Michael's class that was, it was going to teach you how to make waist beads the traditional way. And the teacher was Mimi Lynette of Turquoise and Salt Waist Beads. I am going to add her information. I do not, anyone that I promote, any brand that I have ever promoted, any person, they don't give me anything currently. I do it out of, she is a black woman. I'm supporting a black-owned business when I support her. I'm supporting a black woman when I support her. And that's good enough. I don't need to be paid to do that. So, I took her class. She actually ended up doing 3 classes. And so the first class, I learned how to make them like this. Like with the traditional way with the string and with string as opposed to chain links like I would with the rosaries. And that was the first class. And the second class, she taught us about the history of waist beads, and she invited her teacher. I believe she was her teacher. I know she invited her teacher. Her name was Laura Goulda. She is from Ghana. She currently lives in Ghana, I believe. And she has a boutique that I'll also include on the final video. And she taught us about the history of waist beads. She taught us a lot of things. Traditionally, they're put on, well, this kind of bead is put on a baby, like on their leg, on their thigh or their ankle, to signify, if they're a boy or a girl. And other than that, they are worn by women. Traditionally, they are worn by women when they hit puberty, like it's a coming of age kind of thing. No one is supposed to be able to tell the color of your waist beads, except for like close female friends and family and your spouse, not your boyfriend. I mean, I don't know. It's probably frowned upon because you're not married, but that's, yeah. So, if a boy can tell the color of your waist beads, you're being fast and you need to take a seat. I'm just playing. I don't know. That's the idea. That's what I saw in my head. I was learning about it. What else? When you get pregnant, you're supposed to cut the waist beads off, because there was a belief that it will strangle the baby, regardless of the tightness around your abdomen. Like, even if it was super loose, the idea was it's going to strangle the baby. You need to cut those off. So traditionally, they're cut off when you get pregnant. Young women now don't care so much. They think it's a superstition kind of thing, and they'll cut them if they get too tight when they get pregnant. Other than that, it doesn't matter. They'll keep them on. So she talks about the history. Then she taught us how to add like charms and stuff. So I was very excited to have taken this class, because I did want to know more about waist beads. I had no idea. Like, at the time, I was not actively looking for a teacher. Honestly, I didn't even know how to go about finding a teacher for this. Like, nobody I know. Maybe Nandi. Nandi might. I met Nandi a while ago. She probably knew about like waist beads and things. I probably could have asked her to find me somebody, but like, it wasn't even on my mind at the time when Morgan brought it to me. And shortly after that, and also a bead spinner. I don't have it with me, because I prefer to adding each bead by hand is like calming for my brain, essentially. So I really don't prefer to use the bead spinner, but the bead spinner does make the work a lot faster depending on your designs and things. So I learned how to use a bead spinner from Mimi. I do have one. I have the curved needles and everything. I've made some with it, but I prefer a personal touch, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but I like doing them by hand, and it helps my brain. So it's like a win-win, and I think they're always prettier. Like, I think your brain thinks that they're prettier. So like, I made a set for my friend recently, and it had like 8 or 9 different colors. It was not an oh yeah set, but when I gave it to her, she was like, yeah, it's really pretty. And I was like, yeah. And I placed each bead by hand. She was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And she said, because of, it's this design. Because of how, let's see, sorry. Because of the way the design looks, if you look at it, it looks like it could have been put on with a bead spinner. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of colors. They look, okay, come on, camera. All right. They look relatively random. But your brain actually, most people's brains, I do believe, notices the pattern. So there is black, yellow, white, fuchsia, teal, red, blue, pink, black, yellow, white, fuchsia, teal, red, blue, pink, black, yellow, white. So, what am I? Oh, Lord. So, yeah, like, to the naked eye, the untrained eye is going to look like a bead spinner. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop that. It's going to look like a bead spinner at first on some of my designs, but your brain sees the pattern and your brain enjoys it more. I can pretty much guarantee you that. I have no receipts for that statement. Science, symmetry, patterns. People love patterns. Brains love patterns. Human brains. Probably animal brains too. I don't know. But, so I took the classes with Mimi, and that was in January. Then in March, around the week of my birthday, I filed my paperwork for my LLC, like my limited liability company. And yeah, I'm still working on a website. I'm still loosely working on a website, but I am on the Myria app. Myria is, I'll put that on the screen too. They have black owned shops only, like black vendors only. Excuse me. And and it's free for black vendors. Excuse me. And the app is a lot better right now than the website. They're still working on the website too. And I say they, it's one single man. I think it's a man. I don't know. It's one single person who built the app and the website, and they're working on it, and they take donations, but they don't ask the vendors to pay anything, and I think that's awesome, especially considering, like, from what I understand, most of the vendors are very small businesses, and for the most part, like, it's a side hustle at the moment, so that person making it free for everybody is just awesome. I've had sales through it. Though I like to make personalized waist beads. So, like, this is a design that is dedicated to a goddess. I have 3 of those that I'm about to release. But my main thing is making what you need. Because I want you to get the help that you need.